Ashton Jeanty put together a historic rushing season. His 2,601 rushing yards was 28 yards shy of beating Barry Sanders' longtime rushing season record of 2,628 yards. But how will he fare in the NFL? Is he a generational running back prospect? Let's take a look at the film. One of my favorite traits from Jeanty is his ability to turn what looks like a negative run into a positive run. Boise State's offensive line was better than average, but especially against tougher competition, they let a lot of penetration into the backfield, and Jeanty was able to deal with it and turn these runs that looked like it should be stopped for nothing into big gains. On this play against Oregon, the Oregon defensive tackle was able to rip through the A gap, gets into the backfield. Genty shrugs him off, and as he's cutting up into the hole, he meets two defenders, lowers his shoulder, bounces off of him, and he doesn't lose his balance at all. And he just kind of glides to the sideline. And again, he's fighting for extra yards. And just in that little sideline instance, he's able to gain 5 extra yards through contact. And you're going to see elite leg drive throughout this video. It kind of reminds me of Marshawn Lynch, that just refusal to go down and just keeps churning out your legs. Again, against Oregon, he's able to avoid backfield penetration and then just runs over a defender clean and drive his way into the end zone. I think a lot of people that haven't studied Genty thinks he's just a speed back, but this is a powerful man that just refuses to go down, and just having great contact balance really helps him stay up when he's making these hits. Again, backfield penetration avoids him, avoids a linebacker, lowers his shoulder, spins off a tackle. Two more defenders try to wrap him up, but he's able to keep his balance. Again, just elite contact balance, maybe his best trait. And then you see the long speed, being able to finish this run for a touchdown. Next, we have split zone. That tight end supposed to get on the backside and block the defensive end. Genty makes the right read, cuts to play back, but the backside defensive end is there. He rips through him. Secondary support player has him squared in the hole, can't tackle him. Linebacker tries to peel back, but he bounces off of him. Two other defenders try to take him down, but he's able to leg drive his way to the end zone. This next run is one of my favorites from last season. He's running duo, a concept he's going to be running a lot in the NFL. And in this concept, he should be reading that play side linebacker. Play side linebacker goes outside and he cuts it back in. I don't know if he read this play wrong or he's just trying to set up the linebacker and the safety. You can see initially he goes on his path into A gap, and then he makes explosive jump outside. But when that linebacker and safety are there, he's able to readjust and cut back inside with force and acceleration. And of course, the safety's not going to be able to tackle him with all that open space, and he's able to accelerate and finish in the end zone. And one thing you see from Genty over and over again is when he runs over people, and that's his preferred method of breaking tackles. They hardly slow him down. He's able to accelerate right after. He's able to stay perfectly balanced. You don't see people throwing him off balance very often. And when he does juke, he's not trying to dance with defenders. It's quick. It's going to be a 1-2 and gut up field and rip through arm tackle. Genty's a unique back. He's 5'9", but he's 216 pounds of solid muscle. And usually backs that are a bit shorter are scat backs and speed backs. But again, this guy wants to run you over. He has contact balances to accelerate after. And when he gets near the end zone, he always just seems to find a way to get into the end zone. And people point to the Penn State game as a negative. But in that game, the Boise State offensive line was just overwhelmed by NFL talent. There was just not a lot of space for Genty to run. Oftentimes, he's getting gang tackled by 3 or 4 guys in the backfield. He did break 16 tackles in that game, so he did his part. But you only can do so much when you're facing a team that's a lot more talented than your team. And that raises an interesting point about Genty and where he should be drafted. Obviously, the talent is top 10. He's an elite prospect. But should he get drafted by a team that doesn't have the offensive line that could block for him? We saw what happened to Saquon Barkley when he was playing with the Giants. There were times when they did get decent block for him and he had great seasons. But most of the time when he was in New York, he failed to raise the ceiling there because, again, a running back can only do so much when he's not getting blocking.
So if you're a team in the top 10, like the Raiders, the Browns, and if you're considering Ashton Jeanty, you have to consider, do you think you have the offensive line to maximize Jeanty, or are you just going to waste the first 3 years of his rookie contract trying to build the offensive line while he's getting frustrated, getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage? These are questions you have to ask yourself, but there is no question Genty is a generational prospect, and in the right offense, he could come out and put up all pro type of numbers in his rookie season.